I'm in a team with Akib, Adib, Minky, and Nathaniel, and right now I'm going to run you through our Planet application. I'm going to click Run and we'll get started. Right away the app opens. We're taken to a welcome screen, a login module where we can switch between signing up and logging in. We're going to sign up with a new account to test that feature. I'm going to input my email. I'm going to input a password, just something random. There are some mandatory things for the password, like you can't have spaces, they have to be the same. You guys can test that out, it'll work. We register, and it's going to send me a confirmation email. So let's go to my email. Right here, I get the email pretty quickly actually. I'm going to click on the link, it's going to verify. I'm going to go back, go to the login page, and I can now log in with that email. Assuming if I input the password incorrectly, of course it tells me invalid password. There you go. Now I'm logged in since I was able to verify. Since this is the first login for this new user, I'm taken to the survey beginning page where I have to take the annual carbon emissions survey. I'm given a little prompt here and I'll begin the survey. I get to choose which country I'm from as the first question, so I'll just pick something random. Of course, there's a back button. I have to select something every time. It won't let me proceed unless I select. And the rest of the questions are all standard. So I'm just going to run through these. All of these questions are included in the requirements document. Again, I can go back anytime I'm forced to make a selection. Now that that's done, I'm taken immediately to the survey results page where I'm displayed the total of my annual emissions, a breakdown by category where this is in tons as stated. I'm even given a reward, like I'm told good job if my emissions are really low for a particular category. Here I have the comparison by country, where Algeria was actually the default country that I chose, that I answered. And yeah, this is the national average. I can, of course, change this to be any country. These statistics show my emissions related to this country and related to global emissions targets. If I choose something that's really high, for example, Qatar is really high, then this changes. I can retake the survey. I'm not going to do that right now, just because time limit. So instead, I'll go home. When we go home, we go to EcoTracker. Again, we can access the survey results. Once again, we can scroll through. Otherwise, let's explore EcoTracker, where I display the day's total. I have no activities yet, but if I want to, I can add activities for this day. All of these are documented in the documents given to us. My default vehicle that I selected was none, so that's like that. And as I log an activity, I can go to the calendar and I see this little indicator for that activity. I can select any date, and I can add activities for this date as well. And look at the calendar, that date is also now logged. Also, again, everything updates as you select the date. I can go to habits. I have no habits adopted yet, so it prompts me to try to adopt a habit. I go click edit to adopt a habit, and I can select one from here. Your habits is empty, and I'm recommended some habits based on what based on here. This is all documented. Everything's in the assumptions on how the personalized habit recommendation works, but this is all here. I can select a category, or I can actually let's search, for example, cook, and that'll give me this one. Or yeah, that's one way to search. I can also filter by category, for example, or by impact level. And let's say I adopt this one, and now I have a habit that I am reminded to log. Every time I come here, I'm reminded to log a habit, and when I log it, as you see, it appears in the activities, so that works. I can edit activities. That displays the settings for the activities, and yeah, I can also delete them, and that's gone. Onto EcoGauge. This shows, here's the trend line showing the emissions over time. I'm told about the total emissions for the past month. I can select different timelines for the week, for the 1 day, for a year, and of course this is the breakdown by category. It shows the percentage of each category. Here I am compared with a country. This is the default country. Here I can select any country. This is normal. See, my emissions are very low right now. That's why they're practically on the bottom of the chart, because I haven't added much. But this is a percentage relation of my emissions to the country emissions. That works as intended. That's EcoGauge. EcoBalance. If I go here, I'm given a little prompt about what EcoBalance does, and I can find some offset projects through here. Here I have various different offset projects where if I click on one, any one of them, I'm given a description with some, everything that is required, location, some statistics, like 40% of carbon dioxide emitted, all that. And if I click the link, I am taken to an external website. Just give it a minute to load here. This is one of the websites, for example, where I can get more information. If I want to go back, I see this here, and of course I can access other websites as well, whichever ones are there. From the nav bar, again, I can navigate to EcoHub, where I have access to learning resources as well as market trends. Oh, this is the back button, by the way. If I went here, I can also navigate using this back button up here, which is built into the phone, of course. Anyways, in EcoHub, I have access to learning resources, where if I click on this, I see a bunch of YouTube videos. Just give them a minute to load. I can scroll through, and these are all informational videos that tell me about how to reduce my carbon emissions, things like that. If I, for example, try to play one, this works as a typical YouTube video would. Same for all of these. So that's good. If I go back and I can look at market trends, this will give me some links to various market trends, for example, for energy efficient appliances or for sustainable fashion brands. I can click on any of these links, similar to how the EcoBalance works, and I am taken to a website where I can learn more, and I have an opportunity to look at these market trends and shop for myself. That's how that works. Returning back to the app, again, this is the navigation. Let me think of if I'm missing anything. Have a couple minutes. Yeah, that's all the main functionality. Up here, as you can see, there's a top navigation bar with this states what page you are on. And here we have a little settings page where I'm given my name, my email. I have several options. For example, I can select these two options. These are related to the EcoGauge. And if I go back to EcoGauge, I now have a slightly modified graph where I don't have those trend lines and the data points, just a smoother graph. So I can modify these settings as is. I can interpolate data for EcoGauge. This is for when you have missing data, when you have activities not logged for certain dates. It's an extra feature that you guys can test out. I can also stay logged in or refuse to stay logged in. I can log out of my account. I can delete my account. And there you go. That's the app. Thank you very much.